Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We are back with the second round of the SCA Open Team League Cup semifinal matches.
Yeah, indeed we are. I'm, of course, Snow, back after a short 2-hour break. Yeah, hopefully you're going to get these players in. Will be the VK White team kill. VK White versus VK Black, of course.
Yep, just trying to find out what these players are at right now. Should only take a minute or so. We're just going to try and grab them all as quickly as possible to get this underway. Once again, this is the picks of the century. These guys are the best of the best, and they are battling it out, trying to get into that final match, the finals of this cup. Winner, of course, will take home the prize.
Yeah, this is the last match of the quarterfinals. We already had 1F Pro against Devious Ducks, who did 3-0 against 1F Pro, which was a kind of surprising result, but yeah, either way, I mean, Devious Ducks will move on to versus Sif Gaming in the semi-final. I'm not sure who the winner of this match will go on to face in the other semi-final, but I guess we'll find out. I'll look at the bracket after, I guess. But this is the last. This will be the last games that are best of 5 format. The rest out from here after tonight will be best of 7.
Yep. One of the players has shown up. We are just waiting for the other one. But as you can see by this overlay, the first match of the night is going to be Junbo versus DemiLove. Both players are playing for VK, but they are two separate teams. One is VK White, and the other is VK Black. So it's kind of like they kind of decided to split up the name, and
Yeah,
yeah, from there, two separate teams, and they're both here. Made it this far, which is pretty impressive, I must say.
yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna get those names mixed up a lot. It's gonna be a tongue twister, or at least just confusing in general. Not sure who's gonna play for VK White, who's gonna play for Black.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just call them both VK and settle it.
Yep, and we did just get both players in the lobby, so we are waiting for the go-go. Tenchi better than Snow. Yep, just waiting for the last go-go, and everything should be ready. You know, we're gonna start out on Belshir Vestige, one of the older maps that got brought over to Void, and it's quite an interesting one. You know, we got a bunch of PVZs for you today, and I'm really interested to see how this one is going to play out.
Yeah, for sure. First ZVP that we would have seen tonight. We had 3 ZVTs in a row before, so yeah, that was fun. We're getting a bit different matchups from now. I think we have 3 ZVPs in a row this time, actually, so changing it up a little bit, but still.
Indeed. But yeah, we are just sitting here in the lobby for a second, guys. So we apologize for the small delay, but we are going to get underway. And yeah, we got nothing but PVZs tonight. If we do make it to that 4th round, however, we're going to mix it up a little bit with a PVT. So
Yeah, should be interesting if we do end up getting that far. Obviously, we will need a 3-0 to have otherwise. So hopefully that doesn't happen in this series. It's a little bit longer than our last one.
yeah, I'm really hoping to go to the ace match for this one. um, yeah, overall, we should see a bunch of amazing games. So we did
Yeah,
just,
definitely.
yeah, did just get the go-go. So we are hopping into game number 1 right about now, folks.
As long as we don't have a long Belshire loading screen again.
Yeah, that was a bit of an issue in the last game, but nope, it starts out just as it's supposed to. Don't worry about that black screen, it'll go away in exactly 3 seconds. But without further ado, spawning up here in the top corner, he's representing VK. It is Junbo.
And down to the bottom right hand corner, also representing VK, he is the blue Zerg player. It is DemiLove.
So these two obviously play for very similar teams. The VK team being one of the greatest contenders in this cup and in this tournament so far. DemiLove, I think, has had a bit more consistency with his results. You know, he's had a couple of games where he's struggled, but overall, he has been giving us some very solid gameplay. Um, and Junbo, I think, is going to have to be the one who reacts to said results and make something happen in this first game to get the ball rolling for his side of the team. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think DemiLove is a bit favored in this. He's pretty much the best player on VK White. I think he sent out as the ace player pretty much every time. I don't think there's been a time where he hasn't been the race. He's definitely widely regarded as a top player in the C region. So it's going to be interesting to see what Junbo can do to try and shut him down, I suppose, or try and do something a bit special against him. We'll find out here. Just a bit of a scouting probe. Everything does look fairly standard at home, though.
Yeah, so Junbo not really feeling confident enough to get that cheese in. A lot of times, if you're playing against a guy who's favored, then sometimes you will decide to just say, you know what, let's cheese, let's get the easy win. But Junbo does feel confident in his macro play enough to face against DemiLove, who we've seen has some very good mechanics, especially in the later stages of the game. I recall one time we did cast a 40 to 1 hour match versus Sealer where DemiLove was on top of his game the entire time. So it'll
Yeah,
be
that
interesting to
was
see.
pretty intense.
Yeah, interesting to see if Junbo will decide to go for the late game.
Yeah, of course, DemiLove can just throw in an odd all-in here and there. He's pretty much known for just getting a little bit behind in the game, then just deciding he's going to move across the map and morph a bunch of Bailings and go bust his opponent. So that's definitely could be in the making for sure. But it will be Stalker first, actually, out of Junbo here, who is going to force off this Overlord. Might actually get this Overlord kill, which would be a very nice pick-off. And obviously, he did nice scouting.
Yeah, it is a bad night to be an Overlord, I must say. We've seen so many of those early Overlords been going down to Marines that weren't expected to... Yeah, pretty much Marines that weren't expected. It was all been TVZs.
Yeah.
But we do see 3 Overlords in the production tab as well as a Bailing Nest, and we do see a big swell of Ling, so it does look like Demi is going to try and go for that Bane bust that you were talking about earlier. And I kind of like this. You know, the Protoss feels confident that his wall is solid, but as with all Protoss walls, there's a gap that is very easy to exploit with Banelings. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I think seeing no sentry opener out of this kind of tells Demi, like, okay, I'm going to go for this. He has pretty much ideal saturation and it's natural to just build a bunch of Lings and Banes, so looks like he is just going to go ahead and bust. I didn't really expect it this early on, but wanting to just go on the aggressive side here, Resonating Glaives is halfway done. 2 Adepts are going to shade out. Not sure they're going to finish that. They did actually finish it towards the third base, checking around for stuff, but that means, oh, this probe is actually going out towards the third base. He's really not set up in position to take this right now.
yeah, losing 2 Adepts very early on is very bad, but the Bangs do get in. They cancel that pylon, And they are now in the mineral line. He's not committing all of his forces just yet to this. Instead, just going to send a few lings in and try again, it looks like, with another Baneling. The wall is complete,
Yeah.
however, and I mean, these lings are going to be a nuisance in the main base, but they're just not getting a lot done other than denying mining time.
Yeah, the wall is pretty much full wall off at the front here. 2 sentries now out, has the option to warp in some more, of course, but just going for some more depths. Obviously, Resonating Glaze did just complete. Not enough banelings to get through here, though. Meanwhile, at home, DemiLove has gone back to droning, so not really finding the damage that he wanted from that. So, nice hold from Junbo here. I really like this pylon placement at the front on this map. Really lets you just kind of sandwich yourself between the gateway and the Nexus.
Completely agree with you on that point. Yeah, but I mean, we do see the Stargate play coming out of Junbo in response to this. Obviously, he didn't really take a lot of damage for that. He has been supply blocked for the last minute or so based off this, but not that big a deal. And I mean, now he's going to be trying to do some counter damage of his own with these Adepts. And he's also got, and with that Stargate, he's going to try a big ol' 1-2 punch, it looks like. But actually, Phoenixes.
Yeah, Adept Phoenix is something that Probe actually popularized in the matchup. It's definitely very prominent when you get a small lead like that. And I mean, with this, if he just gets a bunch of Phoenix and Adepts and gets a bunch of economy damage, that was really bad though for Junbo, this connections. But if he can snowball, get enough worker kills with this, then he can, if he commits to Phoenixes, of course, then he can definitely push his advantage a lot.
Yeah, and he's also going up to a third base location, so he's gonna be pretty set economically as long as he can just keep the pressure at home at DemiLove's base. You know, kind of prevent these lings from going across the map and doing economic damage. So, I mean, what's really the counter to this Phoenix Adept? What can Junbo do, or DemiLove rather, do to kind of slow this down?
Well, for the Adepts, seems like he's pretty content to just defend with Ling Bane, which I think is pretty okay choice. I mean, you can definitely do it. Roach Warren is finished though out from him. He's getting that Roach speed underway, so might just be wanting to play a Ling Bane Ravager type style, which is definitely popular in this matchup. But I mean, with the Phoenixes going out, it might kind of say like, hey, you need to build like Hydras or go for maybe a Spire or something. But with this Fleet Beacon on the way, makes me think that Junbo just wants to skip Phoenixes and just go straight for carriers, to be honest. It's not really something that's uncommon. Two more Phoenixes on the way, though, so he might be committing a little bit more to Phoenixes before he does that transition.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Sky Toss is one of those things that it's really been difficult for Zergs to stop. Nobody's really found the perfect answer to it just yet, and it all comes down to micro rather than a lot of other factors, including macro. So a lot of Zergs been struggling against it, but DemiLove's one of those players who, you know, you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. So I don't think he'll be too worried about this transition that's coming in with those carriers, as long as he is in position and just knows what to do.
Yeah, the Hydralist Zen has started. Actually, he built 2 of them. Makes me think he might want to go for like a Lurker timing or something. Has not morphed the second one into a Lurker Den yet. So not sure what that might have been for, but it will be carriers out here. We are getting the Graviton Catapult, I believe it's called, which is the carrier upgrade. So 9 Hydras on the way. I mean, I guess if DemiLove gets enough Hydras out before there are too much of a critical mass of carriers, then he might be able to deal with this. But I don't really like Hydras too much against this. I feel like they die way too quickly against the massive carriers.
Yeah, especially when you got a bunch of Adepts in the wings as well. Adepts do bonus damage versus light units rather, excuse me. And I mean, the Hydras are light units, so having those Adepts on the ground with that very fast attack speed, it really just shreds through Hydralisks very quickly. And yeah, I mean, he did get a small scout off on these carriers. He does know that they are kind of on the way. He saw a couple in production. And so his reaction so far, ooh, nice pick off with those Phoenixes. But yeah, I think he kind of realizes that he needs to get up to Hive Tech very, very quickly in order to defend against this.
Yeah, I feel like he needs some Ling Bane on the ground, or at least just Bailings to deal with the Adepts and potential High Templar as well, is something that people kind of transition to a little bit later, just for Storm. But the first couple of carries are now out, and I mean, Junbo's going to push across the map. I actually really like his position. The supply says it as well. He's in such a commanding position right now. DemiLove is just deciding to go for Infestus first before that Hive. Hive does now start, so he's going for both. I guess Neural Parasite I like against carrier play. It's very positional based and depends if the Protoss can micro against it. But I mean, if you Neural Parasite like most of the carriers, then you're going to be in a pretty good position because having that firepower is a very, very good thing to have.
Yeah, so that does seem to be DemiLove's answer to this. I do like how he's been sending those Ling run bys. You know, he's been losing a lot of Lings for it, but he's gotten good damage and kind of just prevented Junbo from moving across the map, which buys him a lot of time to get his defenses up. These Phoenix are kind of sacrificial lambs at this point, it looks like, for Junbo. He hasn't really been microing them as well as he could have been. This Adept is so lucky to be alive. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of like what DemiLove's doing as well. So both players just doing stuff that I like seeing overall.
Yeah, I feel like DemiLove needs to be expanding more aggressively. If you can stay ahead on economy, like very far ahead on economy, then you're. I don't dislike that position playing against carriers, but Ultralisk Cavern on the way, as well as Adrenal Glands. I mean, Ultralisk don't shoot up, of course, but they can deal with Adepts and Zealots very, very easily. So that might be his answer to that, but even still, 12 more Hydras on the way. He realizes that he really, really needs to prepare more for those carriers, because right now his army is just going to melt unless he gets really good Neural Parasites.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, one of his biggest advantages is going to be one of those investor changes, since he did invest very heavily into them. The fact that they can now cast while burrowed. Just that fact alone will give him a slight advantage, as long as these storms don't hit and his army melts before he even gets a chance to use them.
Actually,
there's no detection. But
yeah, I was about to say there are no observers out. Only one just starting now. He really needs that. I mean, it will probably be out in time before the next fight and with the army, hopefully. But it's good by Junbo to realize that that is a threat. If he doesn't have detection, this just does so well against this army. He doesn't even have an oracle to tag anything either. So this observer is really, really important to have.
you know, Jumbo's been kind of slow to get up to this kind of key army tech that he needs. A lot of times you'll see a few more Stargates being thrown down, but Jumbo's kind of been taking the slower, more methodical approach, really coordinating what he wants before getting it. It's kind of made it a little bit slower, but oh, these burrowed lings.
Yeah, or unburrowing in the natural as well, just picking up more worker kills. I like this. I really, really like this. Just picking off whatever you can, just sending lings in constantly, just to try and do damage. Might even get this forge here. Just survives actually. That's important. Keeping that +2 attack upgrade going. So yeah, just being annoying with Zerglings, very, very nice. If you can get whatever economy damage, and that's perfectly okay. But I mean, Junbo right now, he's just going to replace those lost workers with more carriers.
Yeah, and I mean, we are in the stage of the game where both players are completely maxed out. There hasn't been really any engagement from either side, so both players, like I said, maxed out, and they can afford to lose some workers just because they're starting to get that big old mineral bank that allows it. But Junbo, half of his army is kind of defeated. Fungals. Oh my gosh, he lost so many High Templars, and those Archons are going to town. That was just not the fight that Junbo wanted to take there.
Yeah, those storms are really, really good onto the army though, but here comes the Remax on 12 Corruptors. I think is a definitely good investment, at least a better investment than Hydralisk against carriers. Obviously, you can't deal with stuff on the ground, and storms will do less damage. So I like that. I like that reaction. Dropping a Nidus as well here, which is kind of cute, will allow him to go in and harass the very slow air toss army.
Yeah, but I mean, both players are really scrapping it out now. You know, we just see these small little engagements across the map, and both players not really able to get a big edge, but Junbo is starting to commit to his pushes. The carrier's coming in. Gonna try and snipe off this base, it looks like. He's got to be careful, though. Both sides actually have to be careful. A couple Corruptors getting killed off for free. Need to take out that Mothership Core. That, I feel, is the one thing preventing DemiLove from really doing enough damage to this. And, yeah. Behind this, Jumbo's just going to pretty much get whatever's left in the Protoss tech tree, and he's going to remax.
Yeah, just dropping a ton of cannons at each of his bases right now. Just spending pretty much all those minerals. He's going to be maxed out for pretty much most of the game. If not, he's going to be very close to it here. A couple ultras coming in towards this fourth base location. Not going to do too much as there are cannons in place. Some more Zerglings come over, but the very slow Airtoss army will eventually come over. But this Nexus might just go down here. This is a nice pickup.
Yeah, you know, those Zerglings do an absolute immense amount of damage. Not enough to get this Nexus.
15 HP.
So close. And I mean, Junbo is going to say, you try and kill my base, here's a dead base for you. But it's going to be yours.
Yeah, yours dies a lot quicker.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you have flying invisible units that shoot other flying invisible units. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is still a very strong army. I mean, I really don't feel like DemiLove can fight this straight up right now. Even if he has a position like this on top of the ramp, if you can get some good fungals and neural parasite most of the army like that, I mean, that's a good way to start. But Storm's going down on top of a lot of the army again. Corruptor's moving in as well. This is an okay fight from DemiLove, but he's still losing a lot.
Yeah, really needs to pick up that Mothership Core like he did. Corruptor's not focus firing really on what he needs to, but those carriers are starting to lose their interceptors. I mean, they're pretty much dead weight when that happens. Random overseer over here, he's just kind of chilling. But that Ultra just melted. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the Remax right now from DemiLove is what's going to pretty much just render this carrier army useless. I mean, the amount of Corruptors that are out right now is pretty ridiculous. There are 32 Corruptors against 9 carriers. As long as he target fires, he can get that down. DemiLove needs more on the ground, though. That's really where he's lacking right now. If there's just a switch to a big ground army, like gateway-based army with some Archons, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble, because Corruptors, of course, do not shoot down.
Yeah, pretty much. Adepts don't shoot up, Corruptors don't shoot down. Templar, they kind of shoot everything. But
they just kind of storm.
Yeah, they kind of just wreck your face.
Speaking of storms, there's some nice ones onto the Corruptors, picking up a couple. Neither player really wanting to go in and do a head-up engage, but I guess here it comes. Some great storms onto these Corruptors. Oh my god, DemiLove isn't microing.
No.
That was such a bad fight. Oh my god.
Wow. I was not expecting that. That was a very good game.
I was just about to say, as long as he micros fine and doesn't stand in a huge amount of storms, then he'll be fine. But it didn't. Wow, that was. Wow. What could you say? That was. Yeah. They melted.
Yeah, that's why you got to be very careful with your Corruptor count. They are very tanky for a lot of things, but storms is not one of those things. So we are going to hop into our next map right now. It's going to be Paladino Station for another PvZ. I'm just got to get all the players situated. Let's see, who am I going to invite to this?
I don't even know who's playing. Looks like it will be Justice Simon against Kyzer. Awesome. So another PvZ here. Excuse me as my voice disappears.
Okay. It does look like something occurred and one of the players was unable to come. We hope for the best. We will not explain why, but we do hope for the best for him. He had to step away, so we're going to try and get a substitute in. I don't know how long they want us to wait for that, but Kyzer is in the lobby. He's just sitting here waiting.
Yeah. So yeah, just waiting for the substitute player, of course. I'm not sure who it's going to be at this point. I think they said a name, but yeah, we will have Kyzer is in the lobby right now, so we will have him ready to go. So just waiting on the sub at this point.
Indeed, indeed. I guess while we're waiting for them, we'll go to a very quick commercial break. This could take a couple of minutes, so we will see you guys in a second, and we will bring the hype. So stick around. See you in a sec. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and the countdown has begun. This next matchup is going to be Kyzer versus Thuc. I'm going to butcher his
Dukan?
name, like ThuocLao or Dukan.
Dukan, I think. I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, that's his in-game name, but he had another name that everyone was trying to tell us.
Oh,
But
well, I didn't see that one, so whoa.
yep. But let's get these introductions out of the way. Spawning in the bottom right corner of Paladino Terminal, it is the Kyzer.
And to the top left-hand side, he is the pink Protoss player, the substitute for VK Black. It is Dukon. So, Dukon said that he was a little bit intoxicated in the lobby chat. I don't know how accurate that is. Um,
That's when you play
but
your best.
yeah, exactly, man. Hey, we all think we play better, right? But right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? You know, sometimes playing Protoss feels like you're playing drunk. So maybe I'll just. I love all Protoss. I love all Zerg. I love all Terran. There, I've covered
Just
all my
Protoss
bases.
slightly less.
Drunk Protosses are the best, I must say.
Oh boy. Well, it is a 12 pull out of our friend Kyzer here. So, opening it up pretty aggressive to start this off here, to say the least. He's just going to be getting his expansion pretty soon. Dukon knows something is up, though. He has his probe at the natural. He has got in and scouted everything, so probably going to start the Zealot right away after his gateway finishes and Chrono Wood out. Get this wall finished as soon as possible as well. Might have to pull probes, actually. We'll see. We'll see how quick he can get the Zealot out. It looks like it probably won't be out in time. He's not chronoing it as well, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he does complete the wall off with that one probe, but one probe isn't really enough. You gotta throw down a defensive pylon at this point. Just finish off the wall. Um, and not able gonna get
Ooh.
the chance. So these Zerglings are gonna get in, and they're going to try and just dance around and get a lot of probe damage. Dukon not reacting just yet, already losing 3 probes, two here, one on the other side of the map. And I mean, Kyzer already getting the kind of damage he needs done, and he's just gonna back off for the moment, or not.
Yeah, Nisa not. Ooh, actually, he just let himself out. He's like, yeah, okay, I'll leave. That's fine. I guess he's just gonna walk home, meet some Lings in the middle. That was. I feel like he could have kept Lings in the base because obviously Zerglings being faster than Zealots, you can outrun them. You can find a little bit of damage here and there if you're willing to micro it. But I guess that'll be it, and he's gonna go back into droning. But for now, Dukon has a pretty decent advantage coming out of this. He has obviously the worker lead and the tech advantage right now. Obviously not being slowed by all those shenanigans.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, these Lings are just gonna be a bit annoying, but now that they let themselves out, like, it's a one-way street. They're not gonna be able to get back in. They're gonna be able to get the cancel off on this Nexus, however. That's a small pick off. That's easily lost. But even
Yeah,
not
might not
getting
even
it
get the
that,
Nexus actually.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of bad. I mean, this investment not getting the Nexus as well. Typically, with this, you can deny the Nexus for as long as the Adept is out, really, or until the Adept comes out. But nice timing on that, I guess, will push the Zerglings away. And yeah, still really not finding that damage. Getting a third base now is Kyzer. And from now, I expect really nothing but drones. Still only now taking the gas geyser. Double gas on the natural, actually, so wanting to tech fairly quickly off of this into a Roach Warren, actually. So
yeah.
this is kind of early.
Yeah, the big question is, what will Dukon's next stage be? He's got that Twilight Council coming down, but that could be for a number of things. Could be for Resonating Glaives. He could probably go for Blink if he wanted to. He could also even go for a Dark Shrine and go for DT drops, which is a pretty popular one as well. But we
Yeah.
do see that Roach Warren going down on the other side of the map, so Kyzer, it does look like, wants to remain aggressive. He took those gas geysers so that he could pump out roaches very, very quickly. And we'll have to see how aggressive he decides to be with it.
Yeah, it will be another Glaives build. Second one we've seen in a row today. Kind of interesting, actually. You mentioned the DT drop. Not too many Protosses have been doing that lately. It's kind of been falling out. Zerg players have learnt really how to deal with it. Nice block there on the top of the ramp. Will not let the Zerglings into the main base to see what's going on. So yeah, Kyzer's pretty much in the dark right now. He did finish that Roach Warren, of course, so he's gonna have the option to build them. Has a stable gas income for now. Gonna kind of struggle to get out some tech from that. So first few adapts moving across the map right now. Really not enough Zerglings to deal with this. We'll have 5 Roaches out soon enough.
Yeah, so, I mean, Kyzer's now has to realize that this is coming. He's got to know that Adepts are going to come in full force and just pump those roaches. Because if he lets this snowball, then it is going to get out of control relatively quickly. Resonating Glaives is a very powerful upgrade. And you just can't let those Adepts get the numbers. So picking them off as soon as possible. Only getting 2 drones for 3 Adepts, that's the kind of trades that he needs to keep giving.
Yeah, that was very good for Kyzer. Only losing a little bit of mining time and 2 drones for 2 adepts. That's pretty okay. We'll now have roaches out. Might have overcommitted a little bit to those roaches. Could have had at least 5 of them in drones, in which he would be in a better position economically right now. But Robo has finished up Forge on the way as well for Ducon and getting at that War Prism out, so might be a little bit more of a heavier Resonating Glaives Adept pressure. Hasn't really taken advantage of that so far, but these roaches just greeting these adepts here, saying, no, even if you wanted to get something done, too bad.
Indeed. The adepts going to make it into the main base. The Resonating Glaives will let them 2-shot these drones a bit quicker. Already getting okay-ish damage, not really what you want to be getting. But on the other side of the map, Kyzer is looking to push, and Ducon not photon overcharging that pylon. He is not going to get his 3rd base up, which I believe he wants to get. I mean, it's kind of back and forth between these two, you know. That last adept pressure did fairly decent damage, but getting that 3rd base before it even went down is a nice pick-off as well for Kyzer.
Yeah. War Prism now coming into the main base, wanting to get a little bit more adept damage here. Is going to warp in across the map by the looks of it. It's just holding some warpins for now. Has an Immortal at home, which will definitely help out against that mass number of roaches. But Adept's now moving into the main base, getting 4 worker kills so far. That one Adept before did get 6 worker kills, which was pretty good for himself. But the Queens, both of them are in the main base here. So Adept's going to shade into the natural, force more drones to be pulled off, getting 7 so far. So it's good damage.
Indeed, and that's kind of the thing about Adepts. They can just be very annoying to deal with. These roaches, they move quickly, but just not quickly enough to deal with this. 11 workers going down. So Ducon is really being on top of things now. He kind of had a little bit of a rocky start with getting that Nexus canceled, or excuse me, he didn't get the Nexus canceled, but he got the Nexus canceled in spirit. But
yeah,
yeah, after kind of after a rocky start with letting those Zerglings in, he's starting to find his stride here with this adept harassment. And I mean, he's just going for the tech tree now. Just kind of a big push, big timing. He's looking to hit it as well.
Yeah, this is definitely a very strong timing here. Having Blink and +1 attack finish up at the same time, getting the 3rd base as well, has 2 Immortals on the field, as well as getting some more sentries now. This is a very strong army to deal with what Kyzer has at the moment. If you get some good force fields, splitting that army in half, very, very nice. Getting some overcharges in the 3rd base to help as well. Still some good biles onto this army, but the true Immortals in the back are really, really helping this Protoss army.
Yeah, Immortals just absolutely shred through roaches. You know, a lot of things tend to shred through roaches. And on the other side of the map, Ducon, after cleaning up this army, as still keeping up his adept harass, he's not really focusing fire it right now. He's focusing completely on his army. And I mean, he's still hitting this push, and there's not really an answer for Kyzer. He's just going for straight Zergling on this, and Zerglings, I don't know, just might not be enough for it.
Yeah, Zerglings can trade okay against Stalker Immortal. Obviously the sentries here will help out with the force fields. Obviously positional-wise, needs to make sure he's in a good spot, but this is just a huge army. I'm not sure if there is enough Zerg here. Getting some good connections here in general with the army, but nice War Prism Micro will keep these Immortals alive for as long as possible.
Ooh.
And that's just the whole Zerg army just disappearing. This is such a good fight.
Yeah, the micro out of Ducon definitely saved this game for him. And GG is called. And so VK White will take the game number 2. Is it VK White?
It's VK Black that won that game, I believe. VK Black will be 2-0 so far in the series.
Okay.
Correct
Again,
me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw DemiLove was VK White. I'm a little bit confused, but I think that's how it is.
yeah, I have no idea. But
Yeah.
yep. Let's see what we have here for game number 3. It is going to be a PVZ.
Yeah, another PVZ. Your daily PVZ dose. I suppose we already had the ZVT one earlier on. So yeah, so far this is kind of shaping up to be somewhat similar to the first series of the day that we had a couple hours ago. I would be a little bit sad if this was a quick 3-0 here. But I mean, hopefully VK White can turn it around here and take a map off. I would love them to just reverse all kill through to the ace match, but
Yeah, that would
we'll
be
see. It's
quite
after this
funny.
match.
Yep. So
So
just
we'll be
go ahead.
Glow against Revenant. So I mean, I definitely think Revenant has a good chance of doing this. He's a very strong player, so we might be having a little taste of that VK White comeback.
Yeah, I mean Revenant is a really good player. I believe isn't he a Terran masquerading as Zerg, if I recall?
Um,
Hmm.
I he might play Terran as well. I know he's definitely played Zerg.
Right.
Um,
If I recall, there was
I'm
a
not sure.
series. If I recall, there was a series a few weeks ago where somebody was saying he was a Terran player, playing as Zerg, and we went into a very long ZVZ, which was non-stop aggression, non-stop macro out of Revenant. Every time we called it against him, he won. Every time we called the other guy, Revenant won. But I don't know. I'm going to leave that thought hanging in the air. So if somebody could tell
Yeah,
me the truth, it'd be a lot more simpler than me trying to figure it out.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot less about these two teams than I do the first two. Which of course is probably a given, considering my circumstance with the teams. But there are definitely a lot of unknowns about these VK teams here in the Southeast Asia region. Um, so I mean, coming out and doing this C Team League definitely gives us all a chance to see them at work here. Can I just say that this team league in general has been probably the most fun team league I've been involved with, and just been around in the community. This has been definitely very fun.
I completely agree. A lot of the SE team leagues have been good, especially leagues like the OSC Cup, which is a single player cup. This kind of brings the team aspect to the region, which you never really see because a lot of the players from this region play on teams from other regions, and you don't really see them grouped together in their own sphere of influence. So this has been a
Mm.
really fun cup. Really amazing players, really amazing admins. I gotta give a shout out to everyone involved with this.
Yeah, of course, all the team admins and the team league admin, Blood Wraith, of course. None of this would be possible without them. So, yeah, it's definitely been a very fun league. Heading into the playoffs now of the first season, so we are just about coming to the last month or so. I want to say of the whole tournament. 2 weeks after today, I believe will be the semifinals of the playoff. Will be best of seven format, so definitely stick around for that. We have one match. We have one match set in stone so far. It will be Devious Ducks against Sif Gaming, which is the one I'm personally looking forward to. That'll be a good match, I think. And on the
Definitely.
other side of the bracket, winner of this match here will go on to face ESR. I think. I'm not sure. I'll check.
Yeah. Well, obviously obviously these players are going to be battling it out for the end. One player, by the way, is not here at this exact moment. We are waiting for him.
Yeah, sure.
and it does look like we're trying to come to an agreement.
Yeah, so at the moment we might just be playing. We might be playing this game last. I'm not sure. Of course, teams have to agree to that because switching up the order can be a little bit iffy, especially if they planned the order.
Yeah, especially since the sub has already been used, and the fact that you only get one sub per, and then you can only wait for a walkover. It appears that Glow is playing in a Korean tournament at this exact time, and not sure if he can finish in the walkover amount of time. Um,
Yeah.
hmm,
So I think we're gonna give the walkover right now to VK White, um, which means we will be going on to the fourth match. Yeah, cool. So we have confirmation. It will be a walkover. So I guess we'll go to ChiOt against Strike.
I was very confused there for a minute. I thought that meant it would be
Yeah,
a 3-0, but
yeah.
no, it is
That'd
a
be a bad way to go out.
yeah. So all all Strike has to do is win the game, and we will get that ace match. So of
Yeah, I
course,
mean that's
yeah, good.
definitely giving hope to to VK White right now to bring this back.
Yeah, and isn't that all you need? Looks like we do have a lot of people in chat, however, saying they want to see ChiOt win, and I'm very interested to see. I think he's involved with the cup as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah. One of the management or admins or something, I believe. Um, Actually, I think yeah, Glow is apparently at an offline event right now and is still playing. So that's cool. I guess that's a pretty valid excuse to to not play in this.
Yeah, I mean he's a very good Korean pro, so he's got to play with his um, countrymen to stay at the top of his game. Let's see, where is everybody? Bring you. Uh oh. Oh, the one player isn't showing up at the moment.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
looking for Strike right now. We don't know where he is, but we'll find him hopefully. Oh, I see Strike in chat. There we go. Here he is.
All right, now we
We
just
got the
need to
wrong
win
map
map.
there, so yeah,
Yeah, I'm clicking.
should be just about ready.
Yeah, it just keeps going to Proxima Station.
Do we have this bug again?
Yep.
It's really not a fun bug to deal with in situations like this.
Okay, so yeah, VK White needs to get a win to stay in it. VK Black is on match point. And yeah, this is a good time to clean those glasses, Snow, because you're gonna want to see all the action that comes up.
Yeah, I see it with my own two eyes.
I'm not gonna make the joke. There we go. All right, looks like
Oh boy.
yeah. So I guess the stars really do want to see ChiOt play, as a lot of the people in the chat do. But stars are aligning, and it looks like we finally have all the players in this TVP matchup. So a little bit different than the ZVPs that we've had.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of excited for this matchup. I'm a Zerg player. Not seeing any Zergs in a game, I'm excited for some reason. It's It's a strange feeling, but the ChiOt hype, man, it's too strong right now.
You know too much about Zerg. It's not fun anymore. You're like, oh, he threw down a pool at exactly 242. He's cheesing. He threw down all that stuff there.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing more Terran than Zerg recently. It's it's pretty bad.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, you have cookies, so what
Yeah,
can I say, man?
yeah, we have cookies and bombs. Usually at the
I
same
had a
time.
shirt that said that actually. Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies. It's a pretty good shirt.
That does sound like something I would wear. But we are hopping into game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. So, spawning in the bottom left corner of Cactus Valley, it is VK Black's ChiOt.
And at the bottom right hand corner, he's the blue Terran player. It is Strike, needing to pull out this win for his team to take it to the ace match.
So ChiOt is also known as the guy behind this cup, I believe. He's one of the guys we see often. We talk with him. He's a translator, and he's also heavily involved with this cup. I've never seen that emote before. I like it.
Yeah, it's a cool emote. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it either. So, I mean, I'm already learning something new. My mind is open to the TVP magic.
Indeed,
Gonna
indeed.
be CC first, actually, out of Strike. I guess it being such a big map, he feels confident to pull this off. I don't blame him. It's a solid build if you want to get that economy lead early. A little bit greedier.
Yeah, it is definitely very greedy, and if ChiOt was able to scout it at the normal time, because a lot of the times what a Protoss will do is they'll send out their units almost immediately after throwing down the first pylon to scout on a map like this. If he had seen it early on, he could pull out pretty much any kind of Protoss. Let's say trickery. Bit nicer word for this broadcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Strike is going to go for the 3 barracks solo for this, which means he'll have a constant stream of Marines. So anything that he usually would die to with a build like this going CC first, he should be okay against. Obviously, with the extra production early, means he's going to take later gas geysers, but I like this. I like this build with a CC first. He's going to get extra minerals anyway, so you might as well use them, I suppose.
Indeed. Yeah, one of the biggest problems in the early game is always trying to spin your minerals efficiently. But we do see out of ChiOt that Stargate tech. What that kind of tells me is he wants to get that Oracle, which is usually pretty good for early on, just to try and get a little bit of damage. But Strike kind of counters it with his build order, just because of the amount of Marines that you can get out in time.
Yeah, yeah. At the same time, I mean, Marines could be caught a little bit out of position. You could have like a pocket of 3 or 4 Marines in one spot. The Oracle can pick them off, get a couple SCVs, but it shouldn't do too much damage. But it might at the same time, which is the difficult part about this. Just getting add-ons now, as the double gas was added on in the main base, 4 strikes. So going to tech up, probably get that stim factory most likely to follow somewhat soon as well. And yeah, we'll be that Oracle on the way.
So, I mean, behind this Strike, he's starting to get his tech up. He's got the gas building up. You really should start to spend that a little bit. Get that factory, get that later stages of tech. You can stay on 3 racks for quite a bit. Unfortunately, it does start to lose its utility without support units, without those medevacs, without those upgrades, which obviously you need a factory and an armory for. So, yeah, he's delaying it for a little bit longer than he probably
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, this guy really doesn't want to drop down a factory. He's just saying, I'm going to build Marines, and that's going to be my army. He is going to start floating gas, though. And now Oracle comes in, has ample Marines on either mineral line here, just getting a couple pickoff circuits, like an SCV and a Marine, but that's about it. Oracle has to head on out, not finding very much damage at all.
Yep. So behind this, we do have that Phoenix coming out. Usually what they'll do after creating that Oracle and trying to get that damage is they'll They'll get a couple Phoenixes here to prevent any kind of drop play. You know, just kind of patrol it out the base. It's kind of their Viking. And, I mean, it's
Hmm.
effective, but we'll have to see how heavily he commits to it. Doesn't look like he is going to commit to it at all because he doesn't have the pylons to commit to it.
Yeah, third Phoenix is on the way here, so probably just wanting to get like 4 or 5 Phoenix up. I want to say probably 4, and then move across, try and pick up a couple of CVs here and there, whatever he can
Ooh,
do. But third base is already finished for ChiOt here. Oracle just gets away in the main base, which is nice, I guess, keeping that alive, but it's really not going to do all too much from now.
indeed, indeed. So, I mean, what do you think is the next move here for Strike? He's pretty much defended anything that ChiOt's thrown at him. He's pretty much power. He's pretty much powered up on that two base economy. He's got ample production for for this income. Uh, where can he go from here? I'm
Well,
trying
I
to.
mean, at ChiOt at home, he's been very, very greedy for the most part here. Stim has just finished for Strike. There is a timing he can hit, I guess, if he wants to move out right now. He can just wait for his +1 weapons and his combat shields, which will give ChiOt a little bit more time to prepare, but ChiOt's been very greedy. He's gone for those Phoenixes and the early third base as well. So he won't really have all too many units on the ground. In fact, he has 4 Adepts on the ground right now. That's nowhere near enough to deal with this number of Marines, and now adding in Marauders as well. So there is a timing here that Strike can hit in a little bit, which could just devastate his opponent.
Indeed, indeed. We do see Adichia. He just created a lot of gateways. He's looking to do something soon. That may have also just been a mineral dump, as he was banking quite a few for a little bit longer than he should have. But it's actually looking like it's going to be Phoenix Adept. He's still pumping out Phoenix, and he's starting to pump out Adept with Resonating Glaives, of course. And, oh no, this is going to be brutal.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really bad. Losing all the Phoenix there. That's not a good thing to happen to you. But
that's kind of half of Phoenix Adept play, so.
yeah, that's just one half the play gone. I mean, Resonating Glaives are almost finished, actually. Catching half this army is very, very nice, though, staying just at a foot on overcharge range. There is a lot of Marines here, which are chunking down a lot of these Adepts, and is that just too much? This is a good timing, hitting before Resonating Glaives.
Yeah, I mean, Resonating Glaives is pretty good, but Stim is even better. More photon overcharges going down. The pylon is just instantly destroyed. This third base is forfeit. This mothership core gone. And I don't really know what ChiOt can do from here, you know? Marauders don't really take as much damage from Adepts as you would like. And Strike is just super on top of everything. Even just parade pushing across the map, he's sending every single unit he has. It's starting to
Yeah.
get cleaned up a little bit, but at the same time, the follow-up is what could kill ChiOt, I feel.
Yeah, Widowmine's now on the way as well, which would definitely help against heavy Adept play. And just continuing this parade push, this constant stream of reinforcements across the map here. Not looking to get up to a third base yet. Here's his main base. Is starting to mine out. Some Adepts moving across the map now, as well as a Warp Prism and the Oracle catching some of the reinforcements here. But looks like we're just going to see a Doom drop into the main here. It says, you're going to move out. I'm just going to move units into your main.
Yeah, there is absolutely nothing here. These Adepts are starting to try and pick off the reinforcements, but that Medevac macro is just too strong. These probes are all forfeit. There is nothing in position to defend against this. And, I mean, he unpowers
Ooh.
so much here. It's just looking bad. GG is called, and for the first time in a very long time, we get that ace match.
Yeah, we finally have an ace match in SOTL. That was very well played though from Strike in general though. Just nice crisp timing there, defending the Oracles. It's very straight up game. So nice to take out that win from Strike. He was a little bit all in on 2 base, but I mean that's fine I guess. You got to pull out a win somehow. So he did it, and he did it pretty well. I think just being a little too greedy there was ChiOt.
Yep. And I mean, the one thing you don't do versus Terran is be greedy. So the last match of the night, guys, will be on Honor Grounds. Map we haven't really seen too much of in this cup. Well, tonight I do mean. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Honor Grounds is the best place because these guys are definitely fighting for their honor.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, Honor Grounds is definitely a map that we don't really see often at all. Not a lot of players really like to play on this. I'm not even sure who it's favored um, in the matchup, so I can't even talk about that. It's a very strange map, to say the least. I think the most I've seen on this map is like ZVPs, the occasional ZVZ. That's about all I've seen. Definitely very possible that we're going to see a ZVP here because the teams are so heavily stacked in that favor. So yeah, we could have a little bit of insight into that. But
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind though if VK Black sent out Strike once again, but I do think, or VK White rather, they both look the same. But yeah, it does look like DemiLove is going to be for VK White their player of choice. Let me try and get this. No, no. Don't want that one. There we go.
yeah, I think DemiLove was kind of expected. Obviously, Strike is a very good player there, as we just saw in that game. But DemiLove is extremely solid. He actually did lose his match first up.
So looks like the players have been decided. ThuocLao, otherwise known as Dukon in the lobbies, will be playing for VK Black, and I do think it's DemiLove. They haven't officially announced it, but it's kind of a given.
Yeah, I think at this point people just assume it's DemiLove. I'm not
Oh
the
no!
ace, says DemiLove. Okay. So
Ooh,
they are just discussing it over. So wow, I'm gonna say it's either DemiLove or Strike. I think Demi's probably the more um,
popular.
available. Or yeah, the problem is now that VK Black just announced who their ace is going to be. So yeah, there's that. So I'm not sure how the ruling comes into that.
Yeah. So we're going to let them discuss for a second here. Why no Wally? Um, Probably because
Wally
Wally is
is
not here.
Wally is the best player in the region,
Is he?
just in general. I don't know. He could be.
It's Scyther's other account.
Yeah, it's his ult that I'm pretty sure plays Zerg. Yeah.
Yeah, he's secretly just been playing every single team just so he could
Yeah.
get that just so he could get every single piece of the prize pool.
Yeah, so looks like it will be DemiLove as the ace player here. Pretty sure he's been the ace in every match so far that VK White have played. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I do think that has been the case. Um,
Yep.
Now we're just waiting on Dukon for the moment, so bear with us while we get him in.
So looks like it will be another ZVP on Undergrounds, which continues the theme of what I'm seeing on this map prominently. Another ZVP. Most of the games I've seen so far on this map, though, have been long, drawn out, like mass sky toss type games. So I'll see. I'll see. We might just have like a crazy all in from one of the players, but typically this map is very easy to take in natural. Obviously, there is a lot of airspace around that, which leaves you very open to drops and air type play. But for the most part, you get a free natural in the early game, kind of like Proxima, except I was going to say Proxima is a little bit bigger, But the maps are probably about the same size. It's just on the grounds as 4 players.
Right, and I mean, like on the ground still hasn't really been figured out, I feel. Just because a lot of the games I do see on it, uh, you, it's one of those maps that you still see a lot of crazy stuff. I even just saw Yun playing on it earlier, just playing very, very strange strategies. Of course, it is Yun, so he could make anything work.
I was watching Beyond stream too. Don't worry.
We love you,
I
bud.
think half the people watching the stream right now were probably in Beyond stream a little bit ago. Probably still are.
Yeah, they're either here or in Beyond stream. Like
Pretty much.
there is no other streamer when Beyond is streaming.
Yeah, I mean, there's like Beyond pulling like 2,000 viewers here and there, then like the occasional 100 viewer Sakura streamer. That's about it.
Yep. So, speaking of Beyond, here is somebody who is an exactly opposite race of Beyond's main race. It
Wow.
is VK White's DemiLove.
And the top left-hand side, he is the pink Protoss player, the ace player for Team VK Black. It is Jukon. I'm not sure why, but I always get Seether and Beyond mixed up. I don't know. I whenever I see one, I think the other. I honestly couldn't tell you why. It's just a weird thing I have. They both stream with no mic. They both play Terran. They both have pretty similar styles as well. So
Yeah, I do, I do remember one time when Beyond was playing in a tournament. He was playing under Match Fix Me, I believe,
yeah,
and I actually can't remember if it was Scyther or Beyond. I can't, yeah, I'm trying to remember. Does Beyond play under Match Fix Me or is it Seether's account?
I think Seether either played on a Match Fix Me or like Ursad Bammy or something like that. Back when the Bammy names were a thing, but
Yeah, but yeah,
I
but
don't know. I
yeah,
get
but
them mixed up all the time. I don't know why.
yeah, Beyond just has so many different names. Like Speak Now, he goes by Renee on the ESL website.
Yeah.
Sorry for adding you, Beyond. We still love you.
Yeah, that was always so weird. I go to look at like America's Open brackets and whatever, and I see Renee on there. I'm like, oh wow, who's this cool Korean player? He's in like semifinals, doing pretty well. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Beyond. Never mind. I always forget. It's
Yeah, yeah.
my brain just messes up Beyond all the time.
I never you never expect Beyond. He just kind of happens.
Yeah, he just wins like a world final here and there. You know, nothing too major.
Yeah. I do love how we're talking about Terrans pretty much in a game where no Terrans are existing.
What's this? Stargate Queen? Hello.
Yeah. Oh, Stargate, that's how you make Protoss Vikings. Got it.
That's how you make medevacs, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The
Yeah,
mechanical medevacs.
exactly.
But yeah,
Well, I mean, yeah, it will be the Stargate play here. We'll be scouted by this Overlord of DemiLove. Got the first Overlord scout there, luckily enough. Did see the Nexus. Knows where his opponent is. Pretty much knows everything that's going on right now. So Demi can pretty much read all of that. Hasn't gone for third base yet, though. He's kind of bypassing the typical time to get down to third base right now. So probably going to drop down something else to spend the extra stuff he's getting. I mean, he's still mining a lot in gas, so I say that as he's mining 1 in gas now, but
well, that is a lot of gas sometimes.
yeah.
It really depends on what kind of build order you're going for. Um, yeah, he is staying on max mineral for as long as possible, which kind of makes me wonder if he's going to be going for some sort of two base, drop all your gas at the same time, uh, kill your opponent with Nidus or Muta, but he does throw down that third base now, so any two base aggression has been heavily stifled.
Yeah, Demi had me a little bit worried that third base is a little bit later than usual, but Oracle now comes across the map and will find a Spore in the natural base. There's Spore in the main base as well, so this really isn't going to find all too much damage at all. And Demi, I guess, will just drone hard from here, going to go into the Evolution Chamber. It's going to be pretty typical ZVP play. I'm expecting probably a drop of some sort. If not, then go for a fast +1 attack. But he's still floating quite a bit of gas here, so it might just end up being that drop.
Indeed, and we do even have those Phoenix here going to be trying to hunt down the Overlords. Taking a lot of damage from this Queen. He may actually lose it. Ooh, yeah. Doesn't even get the Overlord, which is not that good. You really, really don't want that kind of trade. But we do see Resident Glaives once again, so we're going to see something similar to what Dukhan did in his last game versus Kyzer. It looks like go for that really heavy adept style. Still no robotics bay, however, which or facility for the War Prism, that is. So
Yeah, might be dropped a little bit later. It looks to be pretty much the same build so far. The Forge is a little bit earlier than last time though. Ling's just going to come up the front, not going to be able to do anything. And Baneling Nest now on the way, as well as +1 attack. Lair started as well. Third base is now done and getting saturated, so no big Ling Bane all-ins or busts out of Demi this time. Just going to go for a lot more macro-centric style. Getting the Roach Warren down now as well, so looks like we're going to be seeing some Ling Bane Ravager type play out of Demi.
indeed, indeed. So on the other side of the map, Dukhan is starting to power up. He's just getting 2 adepts at a time, mainly because he can't really afford too much else. He really doesn't want to give away what's going on either, you know. You see a bunch of adepts as the Zerg player and you're like, okay, this is what he's going for. I need this to stop it. But I mean, Demi already does have kind of counter to it with those Banelings. It's gonna be really up to Dukhan to get those splits in if he wants to do any kind of damage.
Yeah, a lot of Zergs will see late third base and adepts like that. I'm not sure if he knows about the Resonating Glaze being out, but I think at this point he can probably assume it. A lot of Zergs can overreact, but it looks like DemiLove doesn't have too many units here. Has some Zerglings out morphing some Banes now. With the 2 Queens, of course, will help, but extra Lings are on the way, which should be able to deal with this in time, but pretty good position there, actually. Will get surrounded. Nice target fire, though.
Yeah, all the Banelings going down. These adepts just taking out so many Zerglings. Which just kind of put DemiLove in a spot where he's going to have to remake those before the next wave, but we're not actually seeing any second wave of adepts. You know, he's kind of just has these 4 at home for defense, and it's starting to get the rest of his tech up.
Yeah, Demi's tech is very, very split right now. He went for the Roach Warren, has not researched Galaro Constitution, the Roach Speed upgrade. Dropped the Hydra Den as well. Did cancel the Hydra speed and range, muscular augments, I believe, and now has dropped the Spire. His tech is going in circles right now. He has Bane speed finish, has +2 melee on the way. So maybe Ling Bane Muta is something we might be seeing. An Infestation Pit going down right now. This guy is really confused on what he wants to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're as rich as he is, you got money to burn. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably just trying to get everything. He kind of remembers the first game where he wasn't really prepared for what his opponent had in store for him. But we do see once again Dukhan going to move across the map with a very small force, clean up some of the creep. It will get caught out of position and is going to have to be recalled. So not much lost there.
Yeah. Spire's now finished, +1 attack is on the way. Gonna hold off of building a big round in Mutas here. I think he wants to go trade with the Protoss army and then just remax on like a big Mutaflock, kind of like early Jadong style, but he's just going to build 8 Mutas now and go harass with them. Even just having like 4 to 8 Mutas alive is very good. Shuts down Warp Prisms, can go harass your opponent, keeps your opponent on their feet, but now 13 Mutas on the way. This is going to catch his opponent off guard, who is going for Colossus right now. It is not something you want against air units, and especially like there are no Phoenixes out with his army as well, which do very good against Mutalisks. I feel like Dukhan's just going to be caught off guard.
Most definitely, and I mean behind this, I do like how DemiLove is going for that hive tech. He's not really putting it all on the line with these mutas. He did spend a lot on them, but he's always going to have that later stage tech to fall back on. So it does look like he does want to commit heavily to an air-based army. But these mutas, yeah, like you said, he got caught off guard. The mothership core is so far out of position. He's gonna have to recall if he wants to defend this, but so far, he's just gonna decide to go for it.
Yeah, this is really good. This push on the outside of the map needs to end the game here. Nice force fields, though, enclosing this army in almost completely. Some okay Bane hits here onto some of the army, but these forces are going to run out, and this army's just going to get overrun here, having to recall home, but the mutas have done quite a bit of damage at home, disrupted a lot of mining time, and now shelling away at his natural as well, but Blinkstalkers will come in, and that was a pretty good defense from Dukon overall. Did lose a lot of his army on the outside of the map, though.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't really want to lose that much of your army for 9 drones. It may seem worth it, but at the same time, it's kind of just like, yeah, kind of trade. But yeah, we do see DemiLove. He's got that 4th base up with that gold hatchery, and he's actually sitting pretty. If we take a look at the income tab, he's edging out a lead, both in gas and minerals.
Well,
And
just as the
yeah,
Stalkers leave for natural, actually, the mutas come back in, find a couple more probes, will blink on top of the mutas, not losing a single muta there, actually, so nice damage. Now, the main force of Demi will move into the 3rd base here. Units are pretty out of position to deal with this, actually.
you know, the one thing I worry about for Dukon is these Lings are about to completely go ape mode. Adrenal Glands is about 30 seconds from finishing, and if you've ever seen an Adrenal Gland Ling try and kill off an Adept, it's very painful for the Protoss to watch as his counter
Hmm.
is countered.
Yeah, pretty much. With more Banelings morphing right now, this Adrenal Glands is about to finish. 10 seconds away now, and most of the army, all the Stalkers, are still in the natural trying to deal with these mutas, but obviously flying units, they can just jump over towards the 3rd base very quickly here. Archon morphing in the front. Demi's just going to move in. That is so many Banelings. Force fields were not soon enough, and the army's going to
Oh no.
crumble pretty much. Just some Stalkers left at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, I mean, the Stalkers are starting to clean up what is left of this army. The Warping of Adepts also going to force this back, but I mean, 21 workers going down. Demilove's response to that? Okay, 21 workers. Let's make 62. Let's make 62 Lings.
Oh boy, I mean, he has the lava, he has the minerals, I guess. 80 Zerglings on the way, Chief. No worries. Ultralisk Cavern going down as well. Um, Demi really likes Ultralisk today. He built them in the first game as well, and that was against carriers, so I feel like they should be a little bit more effective here in this game, especially against these Stalkers. I really like building the mass amount of Ling Bane against Stalkers, though. I
Yeah.
mean, Lings with Adrenal especially to shred through Stalkers, and you have the Banelings there to go connect into some Adepts as well.
Yeah, I mean, these Mutas are about to get a new paint job with that +2, so the cannons are also going to be shredded as well. So everything that DemiLove has is pretty much a shredder at this point. You know, I do like how the Archons are coming into play. However, they do a lot of damage versus biological units, as you can see. They do 43 versus it, and with that splash damage, it's really what Dukon needs to fight against this. Plus, a few storms would not hurt at all. Like, please,
Mm.
please get
Yeah,
storms.
definitely. I mean, if Demi can section off this army here, DemiLove is maxed out. This is his opportunity to go in and do pretty much as much damage as he can. Not even morphing too many Banelings right now. I feel like he could just like hold the E button on a lot of these Lings and just spend some of his money on that, but not really feeling that right now. We'll actually just move into the natural with this amount of mutas and take out the 3 cannons that are there. Gonna have to be forced out right now as the Stalkers do blink in, but meanwhile
Ooh.
the army towards the 4th base is just ravaging this pretty much non-existent Protoss force.
Yep, and GG is called DemiLove. Staying true to his word is going to win the ace match.
That was the reverse all kill almost actually. That will actually be VK White picking up the series 3-2.
Yep, so they
I
go ahead.
yeah, I didn't really think it was possible after going down 0-2, but I guess I'm proved wrong. Reverse all kill is a wonderful thing.
Yep, always fun to watch. So VK White will advance on to the semifinals in 2 weeks' time. I believe you said. And
Yeah.
yeah, that will do it for us here at the studios. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in once again. It's always a pleasure to see your bright and shining faces here. I am Passer from twitch.tv/Passer2300. And Mr. Snow, where can we find you on the interwebs?
Well, you can go ahead and follow my Twitter at 1fprosnow. And I believe my Twitch is on the overlay over at SCQ_Snow. You can go ahead and follow that if you want as well. Yeah, I believe that'll be just about it from us. Be sure to tune in to the semifinals of the playoffs coming in 2 weeks' time. Stay tuned for when exactly they will be. I believe around the 11th or 12th will be the date. It's not confirmed yet, somewhere around then, so set your calendars for that. Will be best of 7 format. The first match going on will be Sif Gaming against Devious Metadux, and followed up closely by VK White, the victors from today, against ESR. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. We are getting hyped for the last couple of weeks of this season of the first C Open Team League. So yeah, thanks guys for watching.
Yep. We will see you guys next time. Have a great night and goodbye.